Hello YouTube vintage stereo collectors. Here's a cool looking Toshiba SA-300 from 76, 77. And it's kind of a compact lower end receiver. Don't let that scare you off. It's got a solid aluminum face plate, metal knobs. They're actually plastic insert, but nothing wrong with that. And a really neat blue dial that peers through the darkness. That is when the bulbs work. This is the bulb holder here. I haven't been into one of these, like, it's got to be 20 years anyway. And I forgot about these wedgie bulbs. Wedgie bulbs. These are actually go back years. This is a 6.3 volt, 0.25 amp bulb. And only one of them was still burning. And what I found is that they were actually all good. They weren't burned out. It was the sockets, and these sockets get loose. And then it made me remember I had this 1966 Chrysler at one time. And at night, when you had the headlights on, the dash lights were on, every once in a while you'd hit a certain bump and one part of the speedo or one of the gauges would go out. And it had, I don't know how many, like 7 or 8 of these bulbs. One hanging over the ashtray, remember those days? One in the radio, a bunch across the cluster. Then of course there were the door lights. It's not a bad design, but screw-in is better. I don't know what happens to these. They oxidize, the sockets get loose. I clean these sockets, burnish them, tighten them up. Still, I would go like that, and one would go out. So I'm going to convert this to LEDs. And I actually did another receiver a number of years ago that had wedges in it. And it was a realistic. And I actually got some of the first LED replacements for those. And it looked great. It brought up the brightness, gave it an iridescent blue and everything. But they kept going out. They'd last maybe like 3 months. Then one would go out or the other would go, and you take it apart and you turn the balls around. You clean them up a little bit. So that's a bit of an issue on these. So what I'm going to do is, on this board, I'm actually going to put 2 LEDs where every bulb is, and then make a couple of dropping resistors over here. So take the 6 volt AC, rectified and smooth it out with a small cap, like 100 microfarads. So that would be 6 volts times 1.414, so 8.4 volts. So that's actually, you could have 3 in each pod, which might actually work better. So I'm going to do that, and then the fix is permanent on this one. On some, with the fuse lamps, I actually have the original incandescent ones, and in some of those cases I prefer the incandescent ones. But anyway, as far as the rest of the receiver goes, it works really well, this receiver. It's got 4 NPN transistors. I don't know what they are, but it's quasi-complementary. It's cap coupled. It's got a nice discrete tuner. It's got 2 ceramic filters in the tuner. The boards all have plugs. This thing's very serviceable. Only thing is, the balance control is a little noisy. I've sprayed it, it's cleared up. We'll see how it holds up. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening.